So yeah, they're banging in the pool. There's a fucking orgy going on in the pool. Gotta clean the pool.
Yeah. If the movie has any redeeming quality whatsoever, it's his fucking robe. Crapulé.
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 This whole story is crapulé.
Good evening. Welcome to another episode of What the Suck. I believe it's season 4, episode 5, is it? My name is James, and with me always is my buddy Chris.
What's up, guys? Welcome back. I'm so excited, especially after the complete crap fest we talked about last week of Malignant. That was painful.
Bruising.
But today's movie is no less painful.
No, sir. It is 2021's 59-minute extravaganza entitled No Exit. And good God, did we need one.
Yes. I needed a big exit from this movie. 59. Again, James, you're picking these movies because they have a short runtime.
How many stars?
It has 1 star on Amazon.
1 star.
But you're picking these because they have a short runtime, and every one that you pick so far is less than an hour, but it feels like 2 goddamn hours when I'm watching it.
They're pretty brutal, aren't they?
I'm watching it, I'm like, okay, a lot has happened so far. Well, okay, actually not a lot has happened, but I feel like a lot has happened. And I go and check the bar, and it's only halfway through. I'm like, how has it only been 30 goddamn minutes?
I understand.
It is so goddamn long.
Trust me.
And this is no exception.
No, it is not.
No, it is not.
Unfortunately, it is a bruiser. It's rated TV MA.
It's an independent film, and it's so fucking independent.
It's garbage.
And it was actually, so Amazon acquired it in 2021, but it was actually released in 2014.
Yes.
Under the name Scent, which makes more sense when you get into the movie and watch all the shit talking about like how the people turn into zombies or whatever.
And as we go along, the notes are scattered. They're in bits and pieces.
The movie's scattered.
The movie was all over the fucking place. But let me go ahead and read the brief synopsis. We are not going to go through cast because it really didn't list any cast members.
Except for the director, who's known as what, James?
The Existentialist.
The
Existential.
Because
Existentialist
he is a preposterous, pompous asshole. That's why. Who makes artsy bullshit like this.
Well, here it goes. Inspired by Jean-Paul Sartre's play, No Exit chronicles the plight of several survivors of a global pandemic that discovers they are actually in hell. And that is literally all we get.
That makes it sound so much cooler than the movie actually is.
Oh, God. And that's why I picked it.
Yeah.
I thought it was actually going to be good. I said, yeah, it's short. Now, I don't pick everything under an hour just to,
so far
have
you
an
have,
easy week.
I think so far you have, though. The last
but
three
I'm
you
trying
picked
to keep it normal because the problem is, remember when season 3,
you keep
we
going
were
back
getting
to that
brutalized.
Nightmare. Yeah, you were the only one having nightmares about that season. I am not. But you were like, fuck no.
2-hour movies and shit. No.
You're like, fuck no, we are not doing more than an hour. And here I am. I come over here with my fucking Malignant, which is 2 hours long. And you're like, fuck you, Chris.
Well, didn't you regret it though?
Well, no.
But we'll get into that.
Yeah, we'll get into that. Yeah, anyway. All right, so let's get into the movie, shall we? Let's go and review this piece of shit.
None of this is real. You have to believe me. You have to get out of here now. He's coming for you.
Isn't that guy from the bar? The one dressed like Elvis?
It can't be him. It's probably just someone dressed like him.
No conozco, pues vamos. Recuerdo que me he portado bien.
You're not gonna believe me, but cat scratched me earlier.
Whoa, I didn't even know cats still existed. Didn't they all die from that disease last summer?
Hello? Hello?
What is it with that perfume?
People keep talking about perfume. It's like it starts with that and then they just go crazy.
I'm so glad we're all together now. Well, let's get inside and have something to eat. We'll be safe here.
In, okay? There's no help coming. There's no help at all, okay? You're all alone.
Really hot fever.
Oh dear God in heaven, dude! We have every once in a while we regret a choice, and unfortunately, I have to say that.
You're regretting this one?
God Almighty, yes.
I regret
It's not
watching
so
it too.
much, the movie. Like I said, it was a colostomy. It was all over the fucking place. It's like a bag of wrenches in a dryer. I mean, it was just all over the place.
I'm so lost for like the vast majority of it.
But the problem is, oh God, and the worst kind of thing is like my first note. What happened? We get the first scene.
Yeah.
We got a dude that comes through the door with an axe. I couldn't even pay attention to the suit he was wearing, and later we find out he's dressed like Elvis.
Yeah.
And
he's a short, redhead, fat Elvis.
It's hilarious. But he comes in making a face. He reminds me of freaking Angus Young.
Yeah.
The faces he makes during his guitar solos and stuff. And I'm like, what in the hell?
Yeah.
But my very first note was, oh, good Lord, we've got, oh, my God, millennial girls. Because they're all talking like this, And I was like, I literally almost threw my shoe at the TV.
I call them two bimbos.
Yeah. It's hard, man. Oh, God almighty. And getting any good, solid notes on this movie was just difficult.
It was
as hell.
I mean, I was literally just typing what was going on the screen because I couldn't come up with any fucking notes on this goddamn thing.
Well, I'm glad you did, because all I could do is manage a note here or there about what was going on. But what we're basically faced with here is, as the story says, a bunch of people are a victim of a pandemic, but it's pandemic.
Pandemic?
Stays in.
Yep.
The existentialist. Ugh.
Yeah.
That just flashed on the screen. I was like, you got to be fucking kidding me. The only plus to this movie so far for me was the fact that there were cats.
And I thought about that. Yeah, but I was like, oh, I feel bad for James because...
Unfortunately, a virus, which is what the start of this whole thing is, this pandemic, was started in the feline population.
Yes.
And according to the movie, wiped out 99.9% of all cats on the earth.
There's something like only 600 left on the earth, and they're like in a laboratory trying to find a cure for what they call cat scratch fever.
Cat scratch fever? We need to cue up some Ted Nugent.
Oh, yeah, I'll do that in post.
That might help, yeah.
But yeah, so you get the two bimbos, and they're on a step, and they're talking about, because one of them has a scratch from her cat, and one of them, they're talking about that, and how all the cats died off in the summer beforehand. Then we get a fake documentary giving us the exposition dump about the cat scratch fever virus.
Yep.
And I love the fake newspapers they put on the screen. They're so fucking terrible.
It's horrible.
But then we cut to a bar, and you see the two bimbos, and they're drinking, and everything's in black and white, by the way.
Everything.
Except for Fat Elvis.
Elvis.
Fat Beret Elvis. He's in the bar as well. For some reason, he's in color, and everyone else is not.
Yeah. And then...
So they're at the bar, and then one gets sick, and then she goes to the toilet to puke. And it was interesting as well is when they're in the bathroom talking, they pause in front of the mirror, and their reflections are in color, but they're still in black and white.
Yeah.
So what that means, I don't know.
Exactly. So what ends up happening is the two whores leave. We're going to speed this along because I am not dragging this piece of shit out.
Yeah.
The two whores leave with some jackass. I don't even know what his name is.
Nobody cares.
Nobody cares.
One of them gets banged. It starts banging the hell out of him during the night.
Banging him. Yeah, they dropped off one woman. They're in like a limo or something. And anyway, they go back to her place. She drags him upstairs. And they start fucking, but they're in there kissing. There's one thing I forget. You know, I don't want to skip this. They're in the car kissing, and she's like puking out blood.
She's
and
got
shit.
blood, and he's still going with it.
And I'm like, what the hell? So they start kissing in the blood. Well, they go upstairs. They start fucking. You know, no RTs.
Nope.
No nothing.
No nothing. Nope.
And what's funny is the next morning they get up, and he's squatted in the corner, and this was a scene saver for me.
Yeah.
Because it was a funny ass line. She gets up and she goes, "You just shit on my floor?"
He was shitting on her floor.
Shitting on the damn floor.
Yeah.
So he starts to go berserk, and then he goes after her, and in a slow motion move, oh God, it was poor.
She
poor.
She
She
knocks
takes
him
his head
out.
and slams his head into a counter.
Yeah.
And then covers him. I guess, you know, like he was dead. She covers him head to toe with some fucking blankets or some shit.
And then locks him in the bathroom.
Yep.
And then she goes to work. She goes to fucking work the next day. And while that's happening, we are getting a radio douche DJ, who I call Radio DJ Douche, is on the radio taking calls about the ongoing violence. There's a lot of violence
DJ
going
Douche.
on. And we see interspersed with this like clips of like girls getting attacked by dudes. And when she gets off the subway to go to work, she's being followed by a dude who's like walking all weird and shit.
Yep.
But then he gets a call. The DJ gets a call from a nurse at a hospital who says there's a new disease making people violent. That people at her work start turning into people at the ladies' work, the bimbos' work start turning
Basically, the mayhem has begun.
start turning into crazed zombies.
Yep. So, unfortunately, though, before things really get cranked up, I call this another one of those wasted college drama projects. It's just useless drivel, no useful dialogue. Yeah,
Right.
Mr. Boy here is trying to do his thing, but I just want to say one thing to Lulu, who is one of the characters,
Like the
who I
main
managed
character.
managed to remember her name.
Which is rare.
No one gives a fuck what kind of perfume you're wearing.
Well,
I don't.
But
and I say this because,
Yeah.
unfortunately, the perfume odor, I think, is a trigger for the virus. I think
it is a trigger, which is why the movie was called Scent before.
Oh, okay. When
So-
you said scent, I thought SENT. I didn't know scent as in smell.
SENT? Oh, as in scent somewhere?
Yeah.
Yeah, no, it was called Scent. I mean,
I gotcha.
That perpetrates the whole movie because every time she gets around some dude, they're always asking her if she's
What's
wearing
that
a new perfume.
And she's infected.
Yeah. Well, I mean, all the women are infected, and their scent, whatever their hormone is releasing, is what making men go
Violent.
crazy. Not just her, but all women.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's what it is. So it's not that she's wearing a new perfume. It's just that they're smelling this thing that smells good to them, but then all of a sudden it turns them into fucking zombies. Which,
and the thing is, I know this is my job, at least when we're doing this podcast.
Yeah.
That fact just completely eluded me until just a little while ago when I snapped.
yeah. But because
Holy fuck.
because there's no there's no story, there's no plot in this goddamn thing, so you have to try to figure it out on your own.
Because I didn't connect the fucking dots, though, dude.
How
I was
can
like,
you?
I was like going, goddamn. And then I was like, why in the fuck they keep talking about perfume?
Right.
What the fuck's going on? Now, if I had known that this was under another name at a different point, I would have got it.
Well, see,
I had no idea.
It was more than halfway through the movie I was watching it that I was just randomly doing some research on it, trying to figure out, because there's not a lot of information out there on this goddamn movie.
Nothing.
But it was halfway through when I did that, and I found it under a different name called Scent, SCENT.
Yep.
And then that's when it clicked for me why they kept mentioning her goddamn perfume. Before that, I had no fucking idea.
Nope.
No.
Nope. I was lost on the perfume. I was like, what in the fuck does that have to do with anything?
Don't expect this movie to give you any sort of fucking clues or hints or any bullshit.
It doesn't.
No.
It doesn't.
So, so Lulu and a coworker escape, and they see another girl being chased by a zombie. They save her, but for some reason she's in color, and they're still in black and white.
Yeah, and I call this a stupid attempt at art.
The whole
and
movie
I
is
think
that.
Kevin Smith need to sue a motherfucker on this.
He didn't invent the black and white
I know
movie.
he didn't invent the concept, but still.
Well, it definitely. I mean, yeah, no, this is dumb. But then, so the lady tells them that she was just in a movie theater watching them in a movie, which doesn't make any goddamn sense.
No, see that's what I'm talking about. This has
And that my very next note is just WTF.
exactly
What the fuck?
That's exactly what I said to myself. Because I'm sitting there going, what in the hell are they trying to do? So these two idiots in black and white are running on train tracks. One trip, she falls down because she's getting sick. She's starting to get really sick. The blonde, of course, our main character, I'm guessing she's Lulu, is she's sitting there hanging out, and then we get a scene of this gal in full color.
That's the one that came from the theater that she gets.
Theater, yep.
So let's just kind of break it down. So let's kind of bring it in.
We need to brush.
The main thing,
something.
the main point of the thing is that there are no on-screen kills in this movie.
None.
Because even the people they quote unquote kill end up coming back as
They
zombies.
wake up.
Right.
The virus. I don't even know if it's like it's more like your World War Z zombies. Though.
Yeah, they're fast.
They're fast. They can run. They're violent.
Yeah,
quick.
And so the two girls throughout the whole movie, they're trying to escape and not be attacked. They keep running into Fat Elvis.
Keep running Fat Elvis.
And then they run into a group of kids or something, and eventually it's revealed that everybody's dead.
Yep.
They are actually in hell, or I guess limbo or something.
Yeah.
And the Fat Elvis is like the devil, and then they're the angels, and they're fighting to take the souls to their respective places.
Yep.
And that's why devil's in color, and that's why some people are in color, but others are not, because they're not actually in the real world; they're in hell. And at some point, the government in this reality drops a bomb on the city and destroys the whole fucking city.
Blows a city up. Yeah.
I also have some notes in here that when they go to Lulu's parent, they eventually go to Lulu's parents' house. The mom is not at all concerned that everybody, when they show up, is covered in goddamn blood.
Yeah.
They don't even care.
None at all.
They don't even care. Yeah.
And there's another little scene that cracked me up, too. When the two bitches, they take Color Bitch back to their apartment, and there's a zombie in their fucking place.
Yeah.
I call him basically Rob. I called him Rob Zombie because he reminds me of Rob Gronkowski.
Oh.
He kind of looks like Gronkowski.
That's funny.
So I called him Rob Zombie. But what's funny is these two bitches are doing something. I can't remember what it is. They're digging through a cabinet, and he grabs the in color chick and starts dragging her across the floor. But what's hilarious, they just look at each other and shrug their shoulders like, well, it ain't us.
Yeah, like they're not even concerned that the person they just saved is going to get killed. They don't care.
No.
They're just like, whatever. But then at some point they're like, okay, fuck it, let's try and save her. So they try and save her. They do a miserable job.
So she gets a fucking toaster and she clocks old Rob Zombie over the head. I'm like, hey, asshole. Then she uppercuts him, knocks him the fuck down, and she starts hitting him like several times. And I thought, hey, maybe, she's going to take him out. But once again, as Chris mentioned before, there are no on-screen deaths. There are blood effects.
I mean, really, there's no deaths because
there's no deaths.
They turn to zombies.
They convert.
Yeah, there's no deaths, no RTs. It's just a weird college experiment.
And it's more of a bite thing, too. They like bite and scratch each other. They don't actually consume parts of anybody. So I don't know if it was full-fledged zombie thing or just some disease rage like the crazies or some shit,
So we're just going to fast forward to the end here so we can get to the final, because let's
just put it this way, guys. This God's honest truth. This movie is so all over the place. You have to see. Well, I don't think there's any way we can actually explain
do it justice. We can't do it justice.
We can't do it justice. It does suck.
Yeah. So they realize they have to go to this theater. The theater is like the ground zero, the place that they can escape from this whole
the portal from hell.
Portal to get out of here. So they eventually, this girl and her daughter eventually get who's brought into the movie later on. They get to the theater. And she goes in and right as they get to the screen, they take the daughter from her and then move her into a different area, and she turns color, and then she meets the general or whatever who tells her that she's in hell.
Yep.
That she's never been in any movie, that they're in hell, and then shoots her, and that is the exact end of the movie.
Yep. Now one little quick parts that I'll go back to real quick that are funny, just a couple little tidbits for your enjoyment.
Yeah.
Like when they go to the parents' house, Lulu, the blonde bitch, is in the toilet puking.
Uh-huh.
And the mother is in there with her. And she's saying, Mom, don't you know we're in a fucking movie? We're in a fucking movie. And she looks at the screen and says, can't you see the subtitles? Look.
That's not Lulu. That is another person that they pick up who doesn't speak English.
Oh, what? Oh, that's right.
Which is
that's
why
right.
the subtitle. But yes, that is funny.
That's right.
Yeah, that is why the subtitle's there, because the other person they picked up doesn't speak English, and so when she's talking to the mom, it is Lulu's mom.
Yeah.
There are subtitles for her speech.
See, don't you like this review, folks? All
And-
over the place, just
and
like the movie.
The mom sees the subtitles, and I'm like, what? Like my mind just like exploded at that point. Like,
I was
what
like,
the
you gotta
fuck?
be kidding me. And then the father's voice was hilarious. He's like, hello.
Oh, yeah.
That's it. He had the little dorky voice. And there was one part that actually made me kind of gag.
Okay.
It's when they're sitting at the dinner table and the daughter the wife, excuse me, after getting sick from being near that little Russian chick or whatever she was, pukes into a bowl. She has a bowl of food.
Oh,
and she pukes blood into the bowl, and the dad
drinks it.
grabs the bowl and drinks the blood. I was like,
Yeah.
God.
And then doesn't the mom puke into the pot and then just stir it?
Yeah,
I think she stirs it and then
nasty.
It's fucking disgusting. I don't understand what the whole purpose of this goddamn film was. Like at all.
Fuck the fat Elvis. Fuck this film.
All right. So what is your final review?
Yeah. See, I'm sorry. This. I was gonna give it a. I was gonna skull turd this fucker.
Okay.
But due to the fact that there is some horror factor, head smashing and stuff like that, although these things don't die, I am going a red minus.
Red. You can't add goddamn shit.
That's not add. It's just a red
There's
turd
no minus. There's no minus.
It
It's just
is
red.
like on the cusp of being a skull turd.
So it's a red.
So I'm giving it a red.
Okay.
This movie sucks. The acting is
I'm really
ridiculous.
surprised you didn't give it a skull turd, though. I feel like you really wanted to.
I wanted to, but like I said, as long as there's a tiny bit of horror, I will never completely torpedo something.
But like, it didn't have any titties, didn't have any actual deaths, and you still gave it a red turd. Huh?
Like I said, red minus. But
Yeah.
that's all right. The acting is high school level at best. The script should be burned. The director should be hanged. And the effects, the only thing about this movie that were half-assed decent. That, and there were a couple of lines that were funny. Other than that, So this is a watch at your own risk. Axe to the chest.
Okay.
Blood everywhere.
Okay. All right.
That's it for me in a nutshell.
Giving it
Fuck
a red.
this movie.
Gotcha.
But not quite enough not to watch it. You got to watch it
Yeah.
at least once just to see the stupidity.
Yeah. No, I honestly, this movie is a fucking train wreck. The director is a preposterous. What's the word? Not preposterous. He is a presumptuous piece of shit. Fuck him. And saying all that, saying that, and seeing how absolutely batshit insane this movie was, and how I couldn't follow it, how it was basically a fucking fancy art school like final or something, whatever it was.
Exactly.
I am giving this a black turd.
Damn.
Yeah, so I'm giving it a black turd. It's middle of the run.
You're actually giving it a better one than me.
I am. This movie had me saying, what the fuck? And it was partially in the good way, partially in the bad way. So much so that, like, I agree. People have got to see this.
Yeah.
People have got to watch this because it's so boring and so dumb, but at the same time, and I guess it's good that we didn't really do a full-on review like we usually do, because I don't want to give all that much away.
Well, what can you give away?
Right. But like
you can't explain this fucking thing.
Like even if we had done a scene by scene review, when people watch it, they'll still be fucking lost because this movie is fucking just all over the goddamn place. But go watch it. Go watch
that ain't
it.
no shit. You gotta see.
You've got to see this shit. It's on Prime right now. It is fucking batshit insane, but it's not good. Again, no tits, no on-screen deaths. The movie makes no goddamn sense. Fat Elvis is stupid as fuck. But still, black. Go check it out. It is fucking ridiculous.
Yes, sir.
All right, bud.
Okay, well, folks, if you'd like to support the show, God knows we need alcohol around
We
here.
need lots of alcohol, please.
If you can go to www.patreon.com/whatthesuck, we have what's called the jump scare. It's one level, one price, I guess one-stop shop, as you call it. $7. You get access to all of our extra material, our bloopers, our reviews of the good horror movies that we do. We do actual commentary tracks. We do all kinds of stuff. So if you want to, give it a shot. Also, Chris, why don't you tell them about the coffee, brother?
Oh, yeah. We also have, if you don't want to do the monthly thing, that's fine. We are also on Buy Me a Coffee. So go to buymeacoffee.com and look up podcast, What the Suck Podcast. And you can donate to us a one-time donation. I think you can choose an amount. I'm not really sure how that works totally, but go on there. You can give us 1 cup of coffee, 2, 3, however you want to. And it's a one-time donation, and all the funds go back to helping us continue doing this show.
Absolutely. We appreciate it. Also, if you'd be so kind as to take a moment, go to our YouTube channel, subscribe if you get a chance, or rate and review us wherever it is you listen to podcasts.
Right.
I know we're a couple of goofy bitches, but we can use all the support we can get.
Absolutely. Amen to that, man.
All right, folks. Well, what do you say, Chris?
Let's
We're
do it,
done with
man.
this mess?
I think we're done, man.
Well, folks, this is James, and if it ain't on What the Suck, it ain't shit.
All right, guys, this is Chris, and I'll see you at the next shitty movie.
Thank you.